and gentlemen, this is a story that came out in The Hill. Look like Donald Trump is trying to really do all kinds of measures to get that Southern Wall money. So this is the latest story, December 28th, 2018, from The Hill. Trump threatens to close southern border entirely if Dems don't fund wall. I think it's safe to say he's going to stretch this thing out as long as he possibly can. My heart go out to the government workers that are not getting paid. I heard it's up to 800,000 of them that will not be getting a check during this government shutdown. That is absolutely insane. That is some crazy shit right there. Okay, Trump on Friday threatened to close the southern border entirely if Dems don't agree to provide money to finish building a wall on the Mexican border. Trump made the threat as a partial government shutdown enters its seventh day with no end in sight. Let me tell you how insensitive these folks are. They told the government workers to get money, go out and take jobs painting or doing some carpentry to make up for the checks that they're not getting. Maybe that's not their skills. Oh, never mind. Let me not go down that road. I could very easy. The shutdown began on Saturday after Democrats rejected demands from Trump that $5 billion be included for the wall in a measure to keep the government open. We will be forced to close the southern border entirely if the obstructionist Democrats do not give us the money to finish the wall and also change the ridiculous immigration laws that our country is saddled with, the president tweeted, which I think is really inappropriate for him to be out there doing that. But he also criticized past presidents and Congresses over the nation's current immigration laws. Hard to believe there was a Congress and president who would approve. So you can see his tweet right here. I guess that's part of his 3 hours on the job, ladies and gentlemen. December 28th, 2018 at 7:16 a.m. The tweet was one of several Trump wrote on Friday morning as the shutdown increasingly looked like it could drag into 2019. Trump, in a second tweet, tied the fight over the wall to another of his signature issues, trade. He said the U.S. was losing money through the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Okay. And that closing the border would be a profit-making operation. So you can see his tweet right here, December 28th, 2018 at 9:42 a.m. The U.S. runs a trade deficit with Mexico, but outside observers said the closing the border could cause economic chaos given the amount of trade and people who legally cross the border every day. According to a report earlier this month by CBS News, about $558 billion in goods flowed across the border in both directions last year. It found that the U.S. exported $243.3 billion in goods across the border, along with $58 billion in services. Nearly 500,000 people enter the U.S. each day at various entry points on the southern border, according to a Wilson Center report cited by CBS. Duncan Wood, director of the Wilson Center Mexico Institute, told CBS Money Watch that shutting down the border would cost hundreds of millions of dollars a day, or maybe $1 billion. Trump also said that closing the border wall would help the U.S. auto industry. And you can see his third tweet That's all this man got time to do is tweet. December 28th, 2018 at 7:49. So he's just sending these tweets out back to back. He concluded. So he says right here, close the southern border, bring our car industry back into the United States where it belongs, go back to pre-NAFTA before so many of our companies and jobs were so foolishly sent to Mexico. Either finish the wall, or we close the border. Okay, then he has another tweet here. Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador are doing nothing for the United States but taking our money. Word is that a new caravan is forming in Honduras, and they are doing nothing about it. We will be cutting off all aid to these three countries, taking advantage of U.S. for years. So this was December 28th, 2018 at 8:06 a.m. on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I don't know, but I don't think this is a good decision, but I'm not the president, right? Congress appropriates money for foreign aid and would have to sign off on reducing aid to the country through the appropriation process, something unlikely to happen with Democrats retaking the House majority in January. Trump negotiated changes to the NAFTA trade deal with Canada and Mexico, but he must get the Congress to agree to legislation implementing the new trade rules to enact them. Democrats are demanding changes to the New Deal that would strengthen labor rights provisions. On the shutdown, Trump and Democrats in Congress have been battling over who is to blame, with the White House stepping up its efforts to shift blame to Democrats. Democrats are confident that Trump will get the blame from voters because of an Oval Office meeting earlier this month in which Trump said he would embrace a government shutdown that was triggered over the wall. He also said that he would not blame Democrats for a shutdown that started over wall funding, though he has since shifted from that stance. The shutdown has left 800,000 federal employees furloughed or forced to work without pay through the holidays. Wow, that's a lot of people. Okay, a Reuters and IPSOS poll released Thursday found more people blame Trump for the shutdown than Democrats in a poll. And I did a video on that. In the poll, 33% blame Democrats in Congress for the shutdown, compared with 47% who blame Trump. Another 7% blame Republicans in Congress, while 12% blamed other. Just 35% of those surveyed said they wanted Congress to fund the wall. The shutdown is not expected to end until 2019 at this stage. On Thursday, the Senate adjourned until Monday, when it is scheduled to hold a pro forma session. Democrats will retake the House majority on January 3rd and seek to pass legislation on that day to reopen the government. That's not clear is how what's not clear is how the Senate would handle such a measure. The Senate will remain in GOP hands next year, with Republicans actually enjoying a larger majority. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to start impacting the economy if they keep this government shut down for a long period of time. And Trump has said on more than one occasion that this would be long. I mean, that's all fine and good, but people got to feed themselves. They got to take care of children. They got to buy food. They got to pay the bills. And you're asking these people to go through a long period of time with no pay. I think that's very selfish and self-centered. And not to mention There is no wall on this planet that is going to keep these people from illegally entering the country. And as far as another caravan, they've been doing those caravans for an awful long time. This is nothing new. You just used it as a political chip during the midterms, but this stuff has always happened. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.